There are plenty of choices to choose from in the midsize luxury sedan class. The Audi A6 is one of those choices and has been in this generation since 2012. But with so many competitors, is there any reason you should choose an A6? Well, let's go ahead and find out and take a closer look at this 2017 Audi A6. Now, you can't deny that the Audi A6 is one beautiful looking car, especially with our S-Line package, and it does spicing up things quite a bit on the exterior. If I was going to get the A6, I would certainly get the S-Line package. You have these great looking 20-inch V-spoke alloy wheels that look fantastic, and I love the LED daytime running lights that come on the A6. They finish off the vehicle quite nicely. Overall, certainly not a bad looking car, and I do think it's a lot better looking than the outgoing model of the BMW 5 Series, and it's a little better looking than the Lexus GS too. Now here goes the key fob design for the A6. You have your lock unlock to release your trunk and then your panic alarm. And like I said, the A6 has been in this generation since 2012, but it received a mid-cycle refresh a couple of years ago. Now, this color of the A6 is known as the Tornado Gray Metallic, and you do have smart key access on all four doors of the vehicle. And you have a full-on black leather interior. Power driver's seat controls are located down here, as well as your power recline and your power lumbar. Now, stepping on inside of the A6 here, as you can see, this is a beautiful interior design, and it's certainly not dated, even though this vehicle has been out for quite some time now in this generation. Still a fairly good looking design, and I love the birch wood inlays that you do get here. Now, you do have push button ignition. Just put your foot on the brake and hit the button to start. Full leather wrapped steering wheel. Coming to your transmission, you do have an 8-speed automatic transmission with manual shiftability. When you put the vehicle into reverse, this will tilt down the mirrors and it'll display your rear view camera with guidance lines as well as trajectory. You can also change some settings for the rear view camera, including the front volume for the parking aid, and then also the front frequency, the rear volume. You can change many different settings here, and then you also do have your graphic too that you can view. Pretty cool though. And you also do have paddle shifters for the manual shiftability. Let's go ahead and turn on the headlights as well as the hazards. Let's go ahead and check out the exterior of the A6. All windows are fully automatic. Let's go ahead and pop up the hood and check out the engine bay. Heated exterior mirrors with LED turn signal indicators. And you also do have blind spot detection. Love these wheels. Just really distinctive looking. Coming up front, we do have LED headlights for the low and high beam, as well as LED daytime running lights and LED turn signal indicators. Now, powering the A6 here is your base powertrain, which is a 2-liter turbocharged 4-cylinder. It's an excellent powertrain here. Produces 252 horsepower at 5,000 RPM and 273 pound-feet of torque at 1,600 RPM. And you're looking at fuel economy estimates of a pretty good 22 in the city and 32 on the highway, running on premium unleaded fuel. Now, no matter what engine choice you go with for the A6, all engine choices are going to be powerful as well as decently fuel efficient too. It's an excellent powertrain, especially with the 8-speed automatic. It's a pretty refined transmission and they work very smoothly together. Now, competitors of the A6, you have the vehicles in the mid-size luxury sedan class, of course. This includes the likes of the Lexus GS, Cadillac CTS, Mercedes-Benz E-Class, and the BMW 5 Series. Total vehicle price for our particular A6, you're looking at $55,525, and the overall vehicle score is a 5 out of 5. Now, not much has also changed for the A6 for 2017, except for that there is the addition of a new competition trim level that comes with the 3-liter turbocharged engine. Coming to the rear of the A6, you have LED taillights with LED turn signal indicators, as well as dual exhaust tips and rear parking sensors. Beautiful looking taillights. And you also do have LED license plate lights. You do have your full power accessories, including power windows, power door locks, and your power mirrors. Memory seat settings for 2 people. Now, the A6's interior is finished in very high quality materials, and that's what you would expect out of a mid-size luxury sedan. And build quality is also superb inside of here. Won't find panel gaps or anything of that nature. But nice soft touch materials everywhere, and you have them on the door panels and then also on top of the dashboard too. It's nicely padded. Overall, this is a well-built interior with impeccable build quality. Now, coming to the steering wheel, a lot of the steering wheel design here is also heated and leather wrapped. It's a 3-spoke steering wheel design, pretty good looking. And you do have your manually tilting and telescoping steering wheel. However, at this price point, I do expect it to be powered. And you also do have steering wheel mounted audio controls, all that basic stuff, Bluetooth phone controls, as well as your voice recognition. Let's go ahead and test that out. Enter number.
The telephone is not ready.
Overall, the voice recognition does work fairly well inside this vehicle, and it does pick up your voice pretty quickly. Down here you also do have a little storage cubby, and you have your electronic parking brake, and this is the main controller for the Audi Mmi Interface, which I will get to in just a minute. We also do have dual cup holders. Center console storage is okay, can be a little bit better. You do have 2 USB charging ports and your auxiliary input, as well as a 12-volt power outlet. And you have another little storage cubby right there. The seats in the A6 are fairly comfortable, pretty supportive, and they hold you in place pretty well. However, there's no power thigh extension or anything like that. Thigh support can certainly be a little bit better, but it does hold you in place pretty nicely, and the seats are decently plush without feeling like a couch, which is good. Visibility out of the A6 is pretty good, lots of glass area all around, and seeing out the rear is pretty good, especially due to that rear quarter window, which is pretty big. Overall, you can certainly see out of the A6 pretty nicely, and the A-pillar is pretty thin too. Up here you do have an auto dimming rear view mirror, LED map lighting, and your sunglass container. And you'll also find your sunroof, as well as your garage home link, all that basic stuff there. You have your glove box compartment lined with felt and nice and damp too. I love how natural looking the wood looks in the A6. I just love these birch wood inlays. I mean, it just really looks like real wood, and it doesn't look like that fake plasticky type of wood. I really do like that. And this is real wood here, which is nice. And I love how they put the Quattro sign on top of it too. Now in the center right there, we do have a pretty traditional looking setup. We do have a big old information center right there in the center. And then on the left, you do have your coolant temperature, your tachometer, and then on the right, speedometer and your fuel gauge. Now in the center, it's controlled by the buttons on the steering wheel here. And it'll give you basic vehicle information, such as your fuel consumption, average speed, driving distance. It gives you short-term memory and long-term memory too. Then the date. And then what radio station is playing. You could change your audio source from here. You have your phone. And then your turn-by-turn directions for your navigation system. And I love how it gives you a little mini map, which is pretty cool. Overall, it's a pretty good looking information center with great graphics and rendering. Down here, you will also find your off button for your automatic start-stop system. So when the vehicle comes to a complete stop, the engine will actually shut off to save a little bit of fuel. That's one reason why this vehicle earns pretty good fuel efficiency numbers here. You also do have your parking sensors button and then your traction control off. And down here, you will also find your dual zone automatic climate control. You have your temperatures on the dials right here, then your heated seats, 3-stage, and then you have your front window defroster, rear window defroster, all that good stuff. And it's pretty easy to figure out overall. However, I wish the buttons and the knobs were just a little bit bigger. And then right here, you also do have your button to lower the screen. And let's get to the Audi Mmi interface here. Now, Audi's Mmi interface is a beautiful looking head unit. And I wish it was just a little bit bigger in this A6 here, but overall it's not too bad. It's controlled mainly by the buttons down here. And it'll take a little bit of time to get used to if you're not, tech savvy. But once you get the hang of it, it's pretty easy to use. And it can be a little bit distracting at times. Now, coming to the Audi smartphone, this is for things like your Apple CarPlay as well as your Android Auto. And then this is your main menu right here, and you can access it anytime you would like by just pressing on the menu button. And you do have your car, which you have your Audi Drive Select, which is basically your different driver selectable modes. You have your comfort, automatic, dynamic, individual, and you have an onboard manual for the vehicle. And you have your telephone. You can hook up your Bluetooth phone, your Audi Connect. You have to have a SIM card inserted. Then you have your navigation system. Looks pretty good. You have live traffic, and it also shows you your points of interest. Now you can also enter in your destination by voice, or you could do a picture destination, but you have to import the pictures. And then you have your online destination too. And if you want to enter in a number, you could do it by the little touchpad down here. And Audi was actually the first one to invent this in a vehicle. It's pretty cool.
9.
And it recognizes it pretty well too. Let's get back to the main menu. And over here you do have your media. You have Bluetooth streaming audio for your different audio sources, and as well as your auxiliary input, your SD card, as well as a jukebox, and then your Wi-Fi too. This vehicle also does have onboard Wi-Fi. Then you have your radio, AM, FM, as well as XM satellite radio with HD radio. Pretty basic stuff there. Then you have your tone, which you can change the bass, the treble, fader, subwoofer, a lot of different settings you could change for the sound system. And you have your Mmi interface settings, which there's many different settings that you can change from the language. You can change the brightness of the screen, units of measurement. You could do a system update. Overall, the Audi Mmi interface is really easy to use when you get the hang of it. However, it can be distracting at times. That's the only problem I have with this interface. Now the A6 is one of the better driving cars in the mid-size luxury sedan class, and with many vehicles in this class going soft like the BMW 5 Series, the A6 offers a pretty good amount of driver engagement with its potent and fuel-efficient powertrains, as well as its very predictable handling, and you can feel for where this vehicle is trying to go, and it feels very buttoned down, and it's pretty nimble, especially around corners. If you're looking for driver engagement, you certainly won't be disappointed by the A6, but the ride is still fairly smooth and comfortable for your daily commute, and then also it's fairly quiet, especially at highway speeds. But overall, if you're looking for a mid-size luxury sedan that offers driver engagement but is also still very comfortable, the A6 will certainly not disappoint. All right, and let's go ahead and check out the rest of the vehicle. You have rear adjustable headrest back here, and the seats do fold down. 60-40 split. Glad to see that. And the materials and build quality do follow through in the rear, of course. Now, sitting back here in the A6, it can feel a little bit tight back here at times, and 2 adults should fit okay back here. However, 3 adults might be pushing it a little bit too much, and due to this tunnel, center tunnel right here. You also do have 2 12-volt power outlets, as well as 3-stage rear heated seats. And you do have dual map pockets and a rear center armrest with storage and cup holders. The seats themselves are quite firm back here, but still pretty supportive. And you do have LED map lights back here. All right. Trunk space is okay in the A6. You have a spare tire and a 12-volt power outlet. Powered passenger seat with power recline. So with its respectable driving dynamics, its fuel-efficient and potent powertrains, as well as its sexy styling, the 2017 Audi A6 makes for a decent choice for a mid-size luxury sedan. So remember that this is Cameron Birch from Cameron's Car Reviews.